Knight earlier yesterday, I believe, he was popping off. I do think Kennen is good into the Gnar. Historically, it's almost like a counter pick. You saw it in like Season 6, Season 7. But just in general, I think Rogue's comp, like yesterday, is not super... It doesn't have like a clear win condition to the point where you can execute it easily. There's lots of micro things you have to do here well. You have to get Lucian ahead. You have to get good TP wards for the Kennen. The Lily has to win the early game. Maybe you have to punish this Caitlyn a little bit. But Astralis is one, although it is a bit off meta, does make a lot more sense.
Yeah, it looks like, honestly, a composition from meta's past when we look at the side of Astralis. But Rogue continuing, as you said, to draft towards some of what we've seen in their last two games. Games that have been very close. Barely a win against Misfits, a loss to Schalke, but another volatile and potentially incredibly powerful team comp from the side of Rogue. And for Astralis, I'm ready to see what the Skarner can do. I'm ready to see how dominant the Caitlyn Thresh lane can be as we get ready and get geared up for Rogue versus...
Really not that effective, whereas champions like Jhin can wave clear pretty well, and he can scale pretty well in general. And the problem with Caitlyn was the scaling wasn't that great, and the early game, the platings coming in, it made it really difficult for Caitlyn because she couldn't really take the plates because of so much engaged supports, junglers pathing bot, getting to level 2, cheese ganking Caitlyn. So we have to see if Astralis can actually utilize this properly, because it is quite difficult to execute, especially seeing as this champ is not really seen the meta too much.
But of course, before they can even realistically use the composition, we have to keep our eye on the laning phase. That's going to be a hook into the level 1, but keep in mind, Inspired is on the way. This is a level 3 Promisecue, definitely overstepping, but maybe they can finish off Trimby to get it started. But that's so much damage coming in. That's the Dark Harvest is now reset for Inspired as well. Big chunk out of Jeskla. And this is about as bad as it could go. The flash.
Arc does get spotted out by the ward from Trimby, and they do have to stick around here. Trimby, no flash.
No ignite. The hook is going to connect. Trimby now going to be in trouble. Zanzara moving in, going to go for the crystal, going to get the follow-up, but that's the kill back in return. Good 1-for-1 for Trimby and Kadril. We might not even get to think about Astralis
coming around this bot side. Inspired is free farming, but they do let no flash on Trimby.
Over and over again. Promisecue just can't miss. The Blitzcrank is an easy target for him. Jeskla manages to make it out as well and get a kill.
Jungler around. So you can see Promiscue's playing Lantern in case Trimby tries to look for a hook or anything. But it looks like that wave's going to be trimmed out, and the wave will be fine. So Zanzara has flash. They do land the stun.
Flash immediately going to get the ult to follow up. Nukeduck's waiting, trying to line up as much damage as humanly possible. Is going to throw down the ultimate, and Larson drops. Excellent setup there from Astralis.
Back to on the map as we saw.
Inspired getting collapsed on Zanzara, moving in though onto Larson.
Into the lantern.
Pulled back to the lantern, into the wall. Now immediately slowed up. Nukeduck says, okay, boys. My time to shine.
That's
Push
the interaction. I love it. I love it. Yes, they've used the Herald to chip it down, but they can't get it. They have to answer bot waves. Look at White Knight. Odoam has to base, and you're right. We haven't seen much from the top laners. They've both basically had TP the whole game, barring the level 6-7 trade that they had, where they both TP'd back. So whichever team can find the right engage first will essentially get the neutral objective whenever they want.
Promisecue flashing the wall. Flash, no! As you said, Promisecue losing his life, not too consequential. Blitzcrank finding that hook, not the end of the world. That said, we've now got a 2-0-1 Hansama with the Collector. So we're also going to have to give a little bit of respect to him, and there we go!
There's the I love it! I love to see it! How do they break this vision line? They go through mid, try and push the wave in, and then contest afterwards.
Suppressed.
I think that was a bait from Hansama. I think he tried to bait Zandra's ult there.
That's going to be big, but the hook lands. Trimby going to use his QSS as well. White Knight on the front line. Immediately they're going to go for the sleep. That's 2 members, 3 members drowsy. Can they get the setup? The follow from Odoamne. He's looking to clean house. Odoamne doing big work as Hansama takes down White Knight. Promisecue has to run for the hills, and Rogue take the fight. They do have big CS leads in a lot of different places, but much closer game than was anticipated. And now Hansama again. The cooldown is there. It is available. Thresh going to get absolutely obliterated. Now they're backing off. Super useful in these exchanges. You saw how quickly Mininar just gets absolutely shredded as Hansama leaps in.
Yeah, does try to chunk them out. There's really any objective to fight over though, but look at Odoamne's items. 2 items, has a stopwatch as well, so he is going to melt the backline of Astralis if he can get onto it. Zanzara has no flash, so Rogue don't have to be too scared. The only real targets for Zanzara now are the Lilia and the Kennen. So the mid game of this Skarner Thresh looks really cool clips. It looks really good for the picks. The problem is the QSS have come in. They're going on to Trimby. He does have QSS too.
Mega Gnar, Trimby going to be in trouble. QSS not enough. That's the support taken out.
Yeah. So they did use 3 ultimates in that fight. They don't have the Skarner ult, they don't have the Syndra ult. But Astralis needs to contest this mid-wave. It's kind of like a stalemate now. Although Trimby is dead, it's almost like a stalemate. Do they want to start the Baron? If they do, they don't have Mega Gnar, and they're missing 3 ultimates.
Mega Gnar waiting. 15-second cooldown.
And stop the crab. That's pretty big. Now they're going to have vision on Astralis when they start it. And Nukeduck has no ult, and he's quite low on mana. So Astralis going for this Baron.
It's a flip. It's a big gamble.
Inspired members up.
Inspired looking for that opportunity. He could probably try to find a single-man sleep right now. Not ideal. Traps landing on Odoamne. 6K getting lower. Odoamne, no flash available, but does have the proto belt for himself.
Sleep.
Zanzara, 3K, getting lower. They want to burn it down. They need to burn it badly. Inspired. The trap's kind of zoning him out of the pit. Not sure if it's going to connect. White Knight, though, can try to get a little bit of a distance. The knockback coming in. They've knocked it back. It's clutch. Caitlyn gets it in the end. Neither Smite gonna matter. And now Promiscu, he lands the hook. He buys the space for Jessica to retreat. And I cannot believe it, but Astralis,
for Astralis, they can get full bot side river control if they push in these mid waves. Rogue are gonna have to back off. They need to hit one hook to win the fight, and here it could be.
this is huge. White Knight does not have Meganar, and he's coming into the fight. Promiscu already caught up. The flash of the wall, not nearly enough. But Kathy and Rain is there to finish the occasion. Larson off to the side. Maybe they can collapse on the flank. Larson pushing forward with the coin to give himself a little bit more space. And immediately Oda gets into the pit. They see it. They smell the blood in the water. And Astralis are knocked to pieces. Hansama fearlessly moving forward. He will not get taken down. The scatter. The week will end him there. The shutdown big for Nuke Duck. And the soul still. What?
They picked up the soul. Astralis have the Ocean Soul. They lost 4 men. Astralis have
And I'm not going to lie, kids. Hoping to find Buzz moves.
so much
Glass. Be instantly.
important thing here is
More space for the team. Not sure if Inspired has a QSS yet or if he's happy with just the Hourglass.
and the most important thing here is Odoamne has no flash, Larson has no flash, Hans has no flash. So if Rogue step up too far, they could lose the fight.
Flash. Hook back. Still a Lantern there, but they're going to break the jungler. Trimby instantly going to get one shot as Nuke Duck also gets the knockback. Clean play from Nuke Duck. Hansama trying to step forward, but they can't walk into that pinch. They don't have a ton of disengage options on the side of Astralis. Looks like they're getting things kicked off on Inspired. Good damage coming in. Moonstone still going to heal the team up if this takes too long, but the same is true for Astralis with the Ocean Soul. Fighting our time, waiting. Odoamne off to the side, just in time for the flash to come up, but the play knocks it back, but still the sleep comes in and it's clutch. Hansama waiting for the setup. Jessica down, now pouring through the back line. Hansama is unstoppable. It is so much damage. Nuke Duck again, the last man left standing, and Rogue managed to find the fight.
Be able to TP, but I think Trimby can just cancel this. I think Rogue can push in bot and end, and Astralis mispositioned so hard for this fight.
Mispositions indeed. Nuke Duck taken down. The white flag is closer than it had any reason to be, but at the end of the day, Rogue find the fight that matters when it matters most, and they are going to be able to close out this game.
Yeah, Rogue can't keep getting away with it. We saw this yesterday, same kind of game state, same kind of comp. They did lose in the end, but they kept themselves in the game, and they just punished Astralis' mistakes so much, especially when Jester got caught out before this fight even started.